Okay, so for those of you who have been watched my videos entitled Invoking Lilith and Other Demons for the Purpose of Spiritual Enlightenment, I did a part 1 and a part 2. I think this is going to be the part 3 trilogy. Knock it all off. First of all, Lilith. Who or what is Lilith? Lilith is just simply the darker side of the divine feminine energy. Okay? I've experienced the divine feminine energy when I was 21, prior to experiencing full enlightenment, knowing that I am God and I am all, transcending time and space, blah, blah, blah. I felt Kundalini. Kundalini is also divine feminine energy. But Kundalini is the dark and the light. Lilith is just the dark. That's all. As energy, I could feel it moving up the base of my spine, out the top of my head, and it flowed down like this in a circular motion. That was the precursor to experiencing myself as all that is. Love, pure compassion, timelessness, spacelessness. So, how do I say this? I've experienced the Divine Mother with ayahuasca, which is a brew. It's a combination of 2 components. There's lots of different components that can be used to get DMT into your system. And it creates extraordinary visionary experiences, and you can actually go through the visions and go into you leave the body. So the energy of ayahuasca, also known as Aya, is also the divine feminine energy, and Aya can be positive and nurturing and wrathful. So where am I going with this? Kali, the Hindu god. Is it Hindu? It's Indian. I have no idea. But I know about Kali. Kali is Lilith, the darker side of the divine feminine energy. It's all the same shit, is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so Kundalini, divine feminine energy, it can be mothering and nurturing, and Kundalini can be very wrathful. Dark. It's the whole spectrum. Ayahuasca. The ayahuasca motherly energy can be motherly and nurturing and wrathful. One or the other, or everything in between. Lilith is just a name for the darker side of the divine feminine energy. Kali, same thing. Kali is Lilith. Just another name for the darker side, the wrathful side of the divine feminine energy. So I'm trying to bypass all these terms, which are the same term, and I'm just going to go with divine feminine energy. And she has a lighter side and a darker side. So when I was evoking Lilith, the darker side of the divine feminine energy, I didn't really get Lilith. I got the motherly nurturing side. And in my previous videos, as I explained, I needed and wanted to burn off impurities, repressed emotional injuries that I never dealt with because I never learned. My parents didn't know how to do it, and their parents didn't know how to do it. So my parents didn't even teach me how to properly wipe my ass. And if you want to hear more about that, watch my video entitled How to Properly Wipe Your Ass 101. Okay, so why can the divine mother feminine energy be, why does she have 2 sides? Why does she have a nurturing side, and why does she have a wrathful side? Well, it depends on your perspective, because what she will do is she will help you purify your ego, which is an impediment. It's like clouds. It's knowing yourself, and you're the sun. The sun is you. You are the sun. So it's not out there. So this metaphor is, every metaphor has its limits. So she'll burn that shit up. If you're attached to your ego, which most of us are, and you identify with your ego, if you're attached to it, therefore you have investment in your ego, she's going to appear as wrathful. You get this? Because you're going to feel attacked. She's chewing away your ego so that you can know yourself as God, because that's an impediment. If you're not attached to your ego, if you're willing to let go of your ego, if you're willing to withdraw your investment in the ego, she will appear as mothering and nurturing. Does this make sense? So the way that you experience the divine feminine energy, whether it's motherly and nurturing, or wrathful and attacking and threatening, has to do with your attitude and your investment in ego. When I was summoning Lilith, I didn't get Lilith. I got the lighter side of the divine energy, because I went into it willing to surrender my ego. Now here's the thing. Here's what happened, and it's still happening. What I wanted the divine feminine energy to do was just burn off all the shit in me, the impurities, the shit that, the emotional injuries, and all the shit I never dealt with. I wanted I wanted her to pour gasoline all over it and just set it on fire. Poof, gone. Didn't quite work that way for me. What it did do was, it purged it into my conscious mind. So everything that I repressed, because I'm, like most people, emotionally immature, I didn't know how to process shit as it comes along, which ideally is what a healthy person will want to do. You don't want to stuff it down and get all angry and bitter about it, and it just festers. It doesn't go away. It stays there. It fucks up your entire life, and I'm realizing this now. So she didn't just magically just burn it all. She's bringing it out. It comes through my heart chakra. People store energy in different places in the body. This is where I stuff my shit. She brought it into my conscious. So I have work to do. I actually have to deal with a lot of emotional injuries, self-induced and initiated by external forces, but most of it, I think, was just self-induced and not knowing what the fuck I was doing. So I'm just reliving, going through all the crap I never dealt with. And it doesn't just magically go away. You just can't just set it on fire and it's gone. You actually have to, I would say the word would be transform. I would say it's a vibrational process. I would say negative energy has you're changing the vibration, you're changing the pitch. Negative energy, let give you an analogy. It's like let's use sound. Negative energy kind of sounds like this. Okay, now positive energy sounds like that emergency broadcast system sound. So you're not getting rid of anything, because it's like, if I have pain in my hand, right, I don't cut my hand off, throw it in the garbage disposal. I don't light my hand on fire and just burn it up. No, you don't. That energy is a part of you. The negative energy is a part of you. You don't get rid of it. You transform it. And this is a vibrational, energetic transformation. So basically, that's where I am. The divine feminine energy did respond. And this is a process. I don't know how long it's going to take. It's even, there's no end, at least not in the material realm or probably any dualistic realm. Once you do transform it into higher vibrational frequency energy, you still have to maintain it. It's sort of kind of like you are a gardener and you are the garden. You pluck the weeds. But just because you pluck the weeds doesn't mean you're done. You still got to make sure the garden gets water and nutrients, fertilizer, and it's an ongoing, never-ending, eternal process. Namaste.